Hello, everyone. Hola, mundo. Welcome, world, and welcome again to Voces Poderosas 2023. My name is Jackie Bouvier, and I continue to shine the light on all of the most amazing, powerful voices of our nation. They are influential, they are trailblazers, catalysts, pioneers. They're people that are empowering our Latinidad in this country. And I can't wait to explain and just highlight and just listen to all of these stories that we have. But today, I'd like to introduce you to an amazing human being. I've been looking forward to meeting him and just to have him on here. And I just want you to listen to him. His name is Ozzie Oswaldo, right? Gromada Meza. He's elevating Latinos and the boardroom. He is a global connector, Latino Corporate Directors, LCDA, reducing the network gap, right? Well, you'll tell us more about that, but I'm super excited to have you on here. New President and Chief Executive Officer of Latino Corporate Directors Association, the LCDA. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. Thank you so much for being on Voces Poderosas. But most importantly, thank you for deciding to be the leader and walking into your destiny so that you can be a powerful voice for our nation. So, why don't you tell us about yourself? Who are you? What's your story? And what does Hispanic heritage, year, month, life mean to you? What is your culture? Welcome.
Well, thank you, Jackie. I appreciate the opportunity to have a conversation with you and to share more about, why I'm very passionate for the work that we're leading here at Latino Corporate Directors Association and beyond. To answer your question, I know we don't have much time, so let's get right to it. So I am a product of Mexican parents that came to the United States when they were very young as undocumented. Immigrants to find a better opportunity for themselves. They didn't come together. They met in Chicago at a nightclub, and from there built what I believe is a very beautiful family. And really, that's where I was. You know what? I didn't know this, but now I think about how impactful those years were and really valuing what they did for us. So I'm a first generation Mexican American, born and raised in the Chicagoland area. I currently now call Reno, Nevada home. So if you're ever in this area, please come say hello. And humble beginnings, right? My dad was a factory worker. He was at a company for more than 40 years, very loyal. Every single day when he came home, he wanted me to help him, fix the car or do something around the house, mow the lawn. And at the time, I was always, kicking and screaming, I don't want to do it. But now I understand why it was important. My mom started off as a factory worker, and she finished off 25 years as a hairstylist. And they both came here without knowing English. My dad came here when he was 16. My mom a little bit older, 21. And just to see them and understanding now what barriers they had to circumvent and overpass. And simply the language barrier is something that was, to me, mind-boggling now. But they did it. My dad and my mom own apartment buildings, are entrepreneurs. They really are the American dream. And I learned a lot from them. And they instilled a lot of values that I take into my current role today, which is to be authentic, which is to be proud, which is to be transparent, and surround myself around people that really are going to mean something to me and vice versa. I'm going to mean something to them. I have two sisters that I learn every single day from. I have a husband who's also an immigrant that I learn day in, day out. I have two beautiful twins, boy and girl, that have, really showed me a lot and taught me a lot. So all that really, and being in this role at LCDA, I have conversations with exceptional Latino leaders that are in the C-suite, they're in boardrooms, and every conversation I have, I start from the beginning. Tell me a little bit about yourself. And they tell me how they had to, circumvent the, corporate system, assimilate, they don't speak Spanish, really kind of understanding how they were raised. And then some have said that they wish they had an upbringing that I did, which was that at our household, we learned Spanish. Our parents wanted us to learn it. We lived our culture. We weren't, trying to assimilate in those fashions. And that has allowed me to really understand that everyone's identity is very personal. Everyone's story is very personal, and we're not here to judge. We can't be, because I think as we continue to grow as an organization, the fastest growing demographic is two races or more in the United States. We have been able to really kind of step back here at LCDA and just be listeners to everyone's story. So Hispanic Heritage Month for me is super important because it gives us at Latino Corporate Directors Association and my other organizations to really find an opportunity to elevate and just celebrate the successes of Latinos in various sectors and various segments. So that to me is important because we need to continue to elevate that there is exceptional talent in this community of Latino leaders. And that's what we're here to do. And it's also not just focusing on the buzzwords of diversity inclusion. It's about innovation, sustainability, equitable growth. We always say, don't tell me about your diversity strategy. I want to know what your business strategy is.
Wow, that's good. That's really good. Oh, your
Mm.
story is so wonderful. I love it. Entrepreneur parents, it's so cool. It's such an amazing story. And also just to think that all the values that they bring, right? Our parents, our family, that's part of our Latinidad, the culture, the alignment. So I think it's wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. What can you share as a professional in your industry or experience that you can help someone else positively encourage them and provide possibly a word of encouragement, but also empower them to become that light like you are, that professional, and or to achieve the dreams that they want to achieve.
I mean, I don't think there's a perfect roadmap. I think, it's all about being surrounded by people who see something that more than probably you see in yourself.
Mm,
They always say try to find a sponsor, mentor that kind of can guide you along the way. And as calculated as you want to be, sometimes those individuals just happen to cross your path, right? And I think I'm a good victim of that, where there were people around me that saw something more than I saw in myself. And what I needed to learn is how to maximize it and how to really appreciate it. And that's the hard work, right? We come across some, very exceptional leaders, very exceptional individuals, and it's up to us, up to myself, to really find really who I'm going to connect with, who I see is going to be on my side. And that's the number one thing that we say in corporate America, that it's important for organizations to really focus on underrepresented communities that may not have that sponsor, may not have that roadmap, because it is a game changer. To anyone that is interested in the work that we do, anyone that's trying to understand really what it means to be a leader in corporate America, the number one thing that we learned is you have to be very authentic. You have to surround yourself around people that you're going to be learning from. You don't want to be the smartest person in the room,
mm,
and as well to always have your authentic approach. I'm someone that identifies as a first generation Mexican American. I'm a parent, LGBTQ community as well. So all those kind of various experiences have really grounded me to ensure that I come to work, that I have conversations with you, Jackie, that are very honest and transparent, and that's the only way that I can be. And I always say, if you don't want any part of it, then you self-select yourself out. You know,
wow.
and
Hmm.
I think the world is changing, and we have to get ready to really live in a bicultural world, a world that's changing rapidly, not only from economics, politics, but even how the education system is growing our children. I want to make sure that my kids are very safe in this community that we're building, as they have two dads. So long story short, I think when it comes to leadership and when it comes to being in this space, the number one thing that always makes you a better leader is if you have a very authentic, transparent approach in the way that you work.
I love it. That's great. And then you just exude that, that confidence, which is great because everyone listening out there can listen to you and say, I can be confident as well, being me, right? Any last words of advice that you would like to share before we part?
Last words of advice. Don't judge a book by its cover. I think that is something that's very hard for us to do. You know, um, I'll specifically focus on the Latino community, and this also is very relatable to the LGBTQ community because, we're not a monolith, right? We all grew up very differently. We all have different experiences of immigration. We were born here. We're fifth generation Texan American. And to me, it's really important to just listen, and do whatever you can to just not judge people based on what we say, what they look like, their background. I think everyone is equal, is human. We have to treat everyone with kindness. So for me and everything that we do, especially in this community that we work with, I don't judge people by saying, well, how Latino are you? If you're Latino, that's what you identify as, right? If you I think that's very important, especially also with the LGBTQ community, which has every letter under the alphabet, right? That we're trying to kind of comprehend and understand even more. It's just don't judge a book by its cover, get to know them and listen. And that's the toughest skill for any executive to learn, is to listen versus making sure that they're, filling the room with hot air.
That's great. And actively listening, right? It's very important. Yeah. It's awesome. Thank you so much. What a true blessing to have you on here. And I really appreciate that you made time out of your day to come and share your story and share with everyone who you are, more, your authenticity and alignment of how you've become who you are. So I really appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you so much. And I look forward to just hearing and listening and learning more from you. And so I appreciate it genuinely. You make a difference in this world, and your voice is powerful. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jackie. Everyone follow Latino Corporate Directors Association on LinkedIn and other platforms. We're here to celebrate success, and we look forward to you, Jackie, being part of that, and also our community to really elevate that there is exceptional talent in our community, and that we have to come together to really make change. So that's what we're here to do.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Gracias.
Gracias. Un honor.